American Rooted Flower Farm. We have a market on Sunday. Today is Friday, and so we're gonna do some harvesting so that we can get these into the fridge and the blooms don't get wasted. These ones here are Indian blanket. And so I just cut them down to the main stem and I just strip the foliage off the end and put them in a bucket of water. These ones are really great because they're so, they produce so prolifically all summer long. I'm not a huge fan of the color, but they work in some arrangements. I've got some bachelor's buttons up here. These ones are going to go down to the main stem, to the main stalk on it. And these ones, again, go so prolifically, and you really want to cut them when they're not quite fully open, but this will be okay. Just cut that stem down as far as you need it. Strip that foliage. And this one right here is a perfect example of when you want to cut it, ideally. When it's got some color on it. Because it will continue to open in the vase. Such a beautiful blue color. It's one of the very few true blue flowers. And these reseeded from last year, so I planted them last year, and I let them go to seed, and I knew that they would come back this year, so I didn't plant any bachelor's buttons this year. There's just such a long stem on them. You could really cut them deeper into the plant, but I don't need to. Here's a good one. And then on Saturday, when I actually make these arrangements, I'm going to cut these grasses, because they're just so beautiful. They make great greenery in the arrangements. Look how long they are. That's perfect right there, that stage. I'm gonna go through it tomorrow and pick out and cut shorter ones for the bouquet bar. Let's go in the hoop house. These ones are a type of pennycress. And they're just so beautiful. Like once these little flowers, they turn into seed and they just get longer and longer. So I'm actually not going to cut these today because these will just continue to open up and they'll be even better tomorrow. So I'm not going to cut those ones. The corn cockle, these ones just started blooming, started opening up. But they're great. So I'm not going to cut these ones either because I can cut these ones tomorrow and they'll be even better. And look at this is like a garden tour at the same time. The blue pleurum is my first time growing blue pleurum, and they're finally like starting to flower, but look how tall they are. I mean, in comparison to my body, like the tallest one is probably like almost 4 feet tall. And the bells of Ireland, there's just so many in here. And they actually have shoots. They have, look in here. They have side shoots that are long enough that we can use in arrangements by themselves. I cannot wait to use those tomorrow, to cut those tomorrow. I don't really know what I'm gonna cut in here. The stalk, or the status is finally starting to show some color on it. There's so many stalks here that are almost ready. I was hoping that they'd be ready by Sunday, but it doesn't look like they're going to be. Which is okay because I have another large order for next weekend. And our ladybugs bred, and we've got baby ladybugs now. There's so many in here, which is good because look at these other bugs, or these fungus gnats, I believe they're called. But those bugs will eat all of these bugs. And this is a special white fly, or a special fly right here. I don't know if it's a good bug or a bad bug. Oh, where'd it go? It's over there now. It's okay. It almost looks like a bee. And the Omni, this was the green one. And then I have the stalk down here. And I can hold off. This is just going to grow taller. You could cut it at this stage right here, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to get those, to cut those ones. Because they'll just get taller. They still have, you want to cut them when they're 1/3 of the way. But since I only have 1 day to go to cut, for my last day to cut, I'm going to cut those tomorrow. Back here is a gigantic, if I can get to it, gigantic straw flower. I've never seen a straw flower so big. I mean, look at it in my hand. Like, that is just huge, and it's got those side flowers on it. I don't know how well these do in the refrigerator, so I'm not cutting that. I'll cut that tomorrow to use tomorrow. This right here, I'm not completely sure what it is. I think it might be Queen Anne's lace, but I'm not for sure. And these are a scabiosa that are almost about to bloom, which is great because I can count on these to be ready in 2 weeks from now for my large DIY bride order. All right, so we're actually not going to cut in here. So we have this white finch Orlea. This is really finicky. I've just realized it because this is my first year growing it. This variety, it's really finicky with water. It's trying to stay hydrated. You have to immediately put it in water. Again, I'm not going to cut these today because there's these side blooms that are not open yet, so I can hold off on cutting this until day of or day before, and they'll just open more. And instead of cutting it now, I can rely on it tomorrow. Look at this crazy bug, this mosquito eater. It looks like ancient. It looks like a dinosaur. Can you see the scales on it? Can you see the scales on the back of it, on the back side of it? You've got to go out a little bit here. Let me see. I feel like the my insects in here, I feel like there's a great balance between the good and the bad. So I'm not even going to attempt to spray any of this with insecticide because I feel like the little bit of problem that I have with the aphids is being taken care of. All right, let's go to the ranunculus. I didn't realize this this guy. So, oh, they got so many side shoots and I'm not putting it. I have delphinium over here, dianthus. Here's some dianthus that's coming up to bud right here.
You were right the first time.
Dianthus.
Delphinium.
Delphinium. Oh, here's some bugs breeding. Let's catch that. Watch your step right here. So down here, I planted the mahogany splendor hibiscus. This is all mahogany splendor hibiscus, but I have some plant, and I think it's the tree that's above me. One of the trees that's above me throws down these seeds because these are not, these I did not plant these seeds, so I have to come through and pick all of these seeds out. I have some celosia over here that I just planted. I also just planted some celosia seeds which are popping up. I don't know if you can see those, but then there's these random seeds from this tree up above me. So I do have to get these out of here. And then I just learned from a follower that stinging nettle is really good to use as a what am I thinking?
Cover crop.
No, not cover crop. Fertilizer. So you actually brew it like a tea, as if you were gonna drink it, but you don't drink it. You pour it on your plants or on your seedlings. So instead of pulling those up this year, the last couple weeks I've just been letting them grow. I have another patch on the other side of the chicken coop that I've been letting grow. So that's celosia in there that I just planted. I'll go through and weed this some other day. And then over here, this is a pennycress, which is finally starting to get tall. I can count on that in maybe a month from now. I also have the lilac Benaries and the lilac, or the Benaries orange in here. And then a ton of weeds, which I need to go through and weed. But we won't do that right now. Let's carry on to, for the sake of not having this be a forever long video. We have some surprises over here that we'll get to, but not just yet. So here's straw flower. This overwintered from last year. I'm not sure the variety. Oh, actually I do know it. I did get it from, I got it from Florette, I believe. And it's the king size something or rather, I think. But I don't know how well it does in the fridge, so I'm actually going to hold off on cutting it until tomorrow because, again, it's got these side blooms that can continue to open up instead of me cutting it. This is an Ami that I grew last year. It's almost pink. Can you see the pink in it? I'm sorry, this is Dara. This is the Dara, and this is actually the purple colored Dara. The purple and pink colored ones, I think. But look at all the straw flower. I can't wait to cut these. I am so selfish. I want to keep these for myself. I love the straw flower. But these ones are so ready to be cut, but I can wait on those. So I'll cut those tomorrow and use those tomorrow. And this winter I did some mulching. Did you catch that? I hit myself on this. That might be a great slow motion video. So I did some mulching from over in the chicken coop, and this is actually oats or straw, and it reseeded in here from when I pulled it over from the chicken coop, which is okay because it's kind of neat. I'm probably going to use it for arrangements tomorrow. I'll probably cut it tomorrow. It's super full, it's thick, it's hard, it's nice. But I'm going to cut these ranunculus because these ranunculus are ready. And it's super hot right now, so these guys are fading out. This was my last succession, my third succession of ranunculus, and they are starting to get powdery mildew because of the heat. But these are a beautiful, beautiful pink color, kind of like an apricot light pink. is a funky guy. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happens here. If anybody knows what causes this right here, please comment and let me know, because I would love to know what is doing that. I mean, and I can tell that the stem is kind of weak overall on this one, and so maybe it's a nutrient that I'm missing, that the plant is lacking. I would love to know. That way I know for future years what I can do to alleviate that, to solve that problem. Gosh, this color just really goes with anything, these colors here. There's so many mosquito eaters, what we call mosquito eaters. I don't know what everyone else calls them in the other parts of the world or other parts of the country. Oh, look, here's a surprise. It's forget-me-not, reseeded from last year, which was never in this bed. It was always over there in that bed, maybe like 25 feet, 20 feet behind me. I harvested these earlier this week. Oh, mosquito eater just went after me. I harvested these earlier this week because there were so many and I didn't want them to go to waste. They're just beautiful color. And you know when to harvest your ranunculus, when they're soft and squishy like a marshmallow. But then at the same time, you also want to take into consideration your side blooms. So you don't have to harvest them right away. If they have side blooms, you don't have to harvest them right away. And you probably ideally would like to wait until they are, the side blooms are about to open. But I need these guys. Thought I seen a monster in there. A monster spider. You can tell your ranunculus are going out of style or getting done when they start getting smaller. And the leaves start turning yellow. And then you'll also notice that there's no more buds coming up. But this one actually has, I see a bud down there, and I've seen some other ones, so these may not be quite done yet. So I have all these anemones. The anemones go for quite a bit longer than the ranunculus. Anemones are also heat tolerant. However, they do go quite a bit longer than the ranunculus do, which is nice. But anemones don't have the stem length or the stem strength that the ranunculus do. So it's not something that you can really sell to florists unless you have a variety or you know how to get your stems really long and strong, which I don't know. So I use a lot of the anemones for the outside of the bouquets around the edge because because they're not as long. So I'll do them shorter around the outside of the bouquet, if that makes sense. A lot of these I'm not going to cut because the anemones, at least, because I'll cut them tomorrow so that I can put them aside. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a hybrid bouquet bar. So I'll have some arrangements made, and then I'll have loose flowers for DIY bouquets, so they can make their own bouquets. And I'm going to use the shorter stems for those ones, which is, I think, is a great way to utilize your short stems. So these are all really just like random ranunculus over here. But I did get quite a few of the blue, which is more like a purple blue, of the anemones. I really feel like no bloom should go to waste type of flower farmer, especially in your backyard. Like you have so few blooms that you want to make sure that you can make all the money you can off of them if you're selling, if that's your thing. We got this gigantic weed. Look at this weed. If only that was something we could use for bouquets. And this weed right here seems to be the bad bugs seem to be attracted to it. I have a ton of aphids over here on this. However, I don't see them on my ranunculus, which is good. So I feel like this is a good bad bug bait for a housing unit for bad bugs. Look on here, you can see you see that white? Oh, I think that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's aphids. Oh, wait. I don't know. I'll just cut that out. So here's a surprise right here. I planted these last year. I threw a lot of seed out here that were perennials. I planned on this back fence area to be a perennial bed. And so I just threw a lot of seed out here. So I'm not quite sure of these things that are coming up because they haven't flowered yet. But you can see all the little buds there. That's going to open up and be beautiful. I just can't wait to see what it is. In here, in this bed here, these are my back summer beds typically. So I'll get the ranunculus out of here once they're done. But this right here, I've got cosmos in here that I just planted. And I've also got some Benary's giants that are just small. And I need to get out here with the sluggo and get the slugs out of here because I can tell that they've been eaten up by slugs or pincher bugs or something. And then I'll cut these cosmos tomorrow because of all the side blooms on these. This would be the perfect time to cut this. This would be the perfect time to cut this cosmo right here because it's showing color. It's just starting to bust open. However, it's got all these side blooms, so I'm going to wait to cut that tomorrow. And the stem is not quite long enough because when you cut cosmos, you want to cut down until the 2 or 3 leaves down. You want to leave those, that way the stalk has got something to keep producing on because these are known as cut and come again. And yeah, so I will cut these tomorrow so that I can use them for the bouquet bar. Let me cut the rest of these ranunculus right here, these few. That one's really short. I should really probably get a dose of fertilizer on these maybe today. Struggling to get to the stem. There we go. See, in here again, we've got this one guy just like fizzled out. Got all skinny in here, and that was definitely not time. And this one wasn't even opened up yet, so I would love to know what causes that. And so I throw all these stems to the chickens, the ones that are too short, whatever. Don't make it. Got those 2 blooms right there that are just gone to chicken food. Here's a friendly ladybug. Best friend in the garden. My best friend, look at this beautiful thing. Look at this flower. It's amazing. Ranunculus are my by far my favorite flower. Someday I'll do a video of my top 5 flowers. Annual or perennial, summer, cool loving. Doesn't matter, just my all-time favorite flowers. Because this is my number 1. It's got a bunch of side shoots on it, so I'm not going to cut that. I just want to do a tour of this stuff over here. So over here I planted some, there's Benary's giants, there's some Sonora, zinnias. There's some flowers back here again. Like I said, I planted a bunch of perennials back here, and I'm not sure what they are, but this is a different one. And I don't know what it is, but it's coming off a quite large plant. Man, the mosquito eaters is just unreal. Like, I don't know if it's from because it was so wet this winter. I don't know the life cycle of mosquito eaters, but I know that they don't bother me. We've got another surprise plant back here that I don't know what it is. And I actually thought that I had a bunch of coneflower over here, but these don't seem to be coneflowers. yeah, so that's a little upsetting. So hopefully those guys will meet my expectations of cutting for bouquets. And this grass, I laid down a bunch of canary grass. I don't know if this is a canary grass. I don't know, but it's nice. And I've got some more of the straw flower back here, but it's a crooked stem, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know how I'll utilize that. But it's kind of, I didn't prune this plant very well. Is that a chicken? So over here in this mess of grass, which I really got to go through and clean out without disturbing the rest of the plants. So this is the atriplex. This is the atriplex. This is going to grow out these like little round circles that kind of just like dangle, and it's just I loved it last year. I didn't have enough of it last year, so hopefully I have enough of it this year. I don't think I will, because there's maybe like 7-ish, 8-ish, maybe there's some smaller ones down here. They're still reseeded from last year. So I'm not gonna weed that right now. Also has some sunflowers in here. There's some little baby cosmos. There's a cosmo here. There's a couple cosmos back over here. I have there's sunflowers in here. Another reseed from last year. This is forget-me-not, but it's the pink variety from Floret. So let's go over into our original main beds. Here I come, baby. Oh, you're stuck on that side. So here's my sweet peas. It's my first year growing sweet peas. And I just cut them down to the main stem. These ones don't smell as good as what you would think sweet peas would smell like. They're pretty hardy though. They're very hardy. But I just don't find them smelling like the lotion that you find at Bath and Body Works. Maybe it's this variety. I don't know, but they're beautiful. I want to say that these ones are the smoky eyes. I got them from Floret. And from what I hear is that they'll just continue to bloom and bloom and bloom. They're easy to harvest. I mean, if you have them netted up properly, they seem pretty easy to harvest. I kind of squeezed the death out of this one. And then down here is a little surprise. Down here is another reseeder. Forget-me-not. I'm not replanting these this year, nor am I trying to continue to grow them after they're done seeding, because they get floppy. If you don't put them in water immediately, they're another one of those really finicky ones, and so I don't really want to mess with those. I have kiwi blue, the Corinth kiwi blue, which is beautiful. I love using it in arrangements. It's pretty bulky. It's easy. It's not easy to use. It's bulky. It can get really long stems on it. It's got these beautiful. It's got beautiful colors. It's very unique because it's bluish. These leaves are like tinted blue, and they've got texture. They're a little warty. So they've just got so many great characters to them. However, the downside of them is that they are very finicky when it comes to hydrating them. So again, if we have any recommendations on how to keep them hydrated, or once they go floppy, I don't know if the trick is to put them in steaming water, but so when I do harvest them, I put them immediately into the water because I know that they will go limp if I don't. Let's go back here. So I have last year I planted these Dusty Millers, and so I have those coming back from last year. These ones aren't as tall as my other ones that I'm going to show you. In here I also have some Rudbeckia from last year. I have this giant carrot right here. I mean, it's just enormous. If you look at the base of it, it's just like it's like this big. And so that's gonna go to flower soon. I can tell by looking at it, that's gonna go to flower soon. It's got some here's a flower right here in it. That's just gonna blow up. That'll be ready in maybe a month. I also have Veronica in here, and I have some grasses, some what am I thinking? Some pluma. What am I thinking? Pumice grass. And then there's some more kiwi blue in here. This is just a bed of baby yarrow that I planted the end of last summer, and they've really grown out. And so I expect this to get really big during the winter time, or I mean during the throughout the summer, because yarrow does so good around here. I've got some. These are corn cockle, and they are about to open. That one's about to open. Just randomly in here. There's a few of them. There's some nigella in here. What else do we have around here? Oh, we have a baby ladybug. Our ladybugs that we ordered from Nature's Good Guys, which I'll link in the description, because they've done really well. They were just like beyond expectation. And so now I've noticed the ladybugs are gone. However, we have their babies. And so yeah, I found one in the house this morning, and I took it outside when I did a little harvest this morning for a book. Here's some more nigella just popping up everywhere. Oh, here's my other little patch of stinging nettle, which I'm saving and I'm hoping that nobody runs into. Here is this is lemon verbena. Oh, we have a ladybug. We have a ladybug getting down. Oh, that's a big old ladybug too. Yeah. And then we've got some little bugs in here, some little aphids in here, but that ladybug is gonna take care of it. This hollyhock is just taking up space. I've got a ton of the kiwi blue over there, the cerinthe. I've got down here is a special variety of lavender, but we gotta get him out. We gotta get it out of here because it's struggling. It's not doing well. We've got a little surprise batch of bachelor's buttons, Goodida right here, which I started from plugs, and they're really starting to get tall. I want to say that that's a late summer bloomer. On the long side of here, there are a few different varieties of yarrow. I have my garden mint that I will harvest tomorrow, because again, that's another finicky one. Or I'll harvest it here in a little while with a different bucket. I'll collect everything that's finicky. Totally sad chocolate. This is yarrow. This isn't the yellow. This isn't straight yellow. Yes, baby? I gave you all the chocolate, baby. You need more? Okay, I'll get you more. We have bachelor's buttons in here. We have more delphinium. Like I said, this is going to turn into, this is going to be a splash of different colors that'll have a little bit of pink in it. Let me get you some chocolate. Down here, there's foxglove, delphinium, delphinium, yes. Foxglove and delphinium down here. I've got status that I started from plugs, and they're starting to, they threw out some buds, some stalks. I've got bachelor's buttons that reseeded from last year. I've got, what's this little surprise down here? I have no idea what this is. Wow, look at that. I have no idea. Can you see what it is? Can you see it? I mean, gosh, look at the pattern on that. It's like a lion. And then I have all kinds of nigella. So these bachelor buttons, a lot of them are the almost black ones. The foxglove, so I'm gonna harvest those guys. What other surprises do we have over here? Oh, I actually have a nicotina that came back from last year. I don't know if it reseeded or what happened. Can you see it? It's this one right here. I don't like working with it. I will never plant it again. It's way too sticky. It's way too hard to work with. And then the scabiosa in here. Over here we have it. Gosh, those things are just hitting me. We have some status back here. This is a ton of nigella that I put out in the summertime, and it took off during the fall, during the winter. We have a poppy right here, which is about to open up. This one I'm not quite sure of what it is. I don't know, maybe it's blue plurum, but no, I don't think so. I'm not sure. I've got some more yarrow back here. I've got more yarrow. I'm just getting beat up by these mosquito eaters. Oh, there's a big black bee right there. Oh, that's a beautiful shot right there. There's some corn cockle in here. I direct sown the corn cockle. In fact, everything in this bed was direct sown in the fall. Behind me over here, this is Ami. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it takes up, it's so bulky. It's so perfect for arrangements because it's so bulky, and it's very hardy. Very hardy as in it doesn't need to be hydrated right away. We've got some more bachelor's buttons, which was a nice little surprise. There's some feverfew down here. That's not it's not flowering yet, but it's getting quite big. There's some more blue plurum in here. This was all direct sown as well in the fall, in November, October. There's some more corn cockle out here growing on the outside. Corn cockle. Oh, there's some bachelor's buttons, which is really weird because I didn't have bachelor's buttons in this bed. I did not plant bachelor's buttons in this bed. There were 3 beds over, and so it's crazy that they made their way over here because, like I said, I didn't plant any. I didn't lay any seed down this year. I'm not sure what this is. It almost looks like a Cosmo, but it kind of looks like a daisy at the same time. But we'll have to wait to see how that opens. But that's gonna be nice. That's pretty.
It's not feverfew.
It might be feverfew, possibly. So this is carrot behind me. I discovered 2 years ago that if I let carrot go to seed, that it has these amazing flowers on them. There's some little bug on these ones right now. Not sure what that is. I'll look after the video. But they're almost like little beetle type, and they've got like little zigzags on them. I don't know if that's a good bug or a bad bug. So when I harvest these carrots, I harvest them when they get round, when they go round, because they start like this. And then when they're fully open, they'll be like this. And then the individual flowers on the inside will open up. And so we got some amazing flowers going on in here that are they're gonna just take off. So I'm gonna harvest these guys. We're running low on time, so I'm not gonna harvest right now. I'm just gonna continue going through with the garden tour. This snapdragon right here, this I planted. I bought this as like, I don't know, a 3-pack or something maybe from the nursery last spring or summer, and I planted it here, and it's just taking off. Thankfully, the Hortonova netting is doing a really good job at keeping it straight up, because I noticed that it kind of goes out pretty far, and some of them didn't make it in the netting and have gone to this weird shape. I just planted some tomatoes in here. This is the one bed that I have dedicated to edibles. And so carrots, I planted them in here. However, we don't eat these carrots. We did pull them out a little bit when they were small. 1/3 or 2/3 of this bed are strawberries for the kids to eat. And they will just come out here and just pull the strawberries off as they want to eat them. This is a eucalyptus that I planted last year. This is my herb bed right here. This is my herb bed. I keep it with herbs. Right now I have some sunflowers in here because I didn't have anywhere else to plant them. I've got some, a new thing for me this year is mountain mint. So I have some mountain mint in here. They're still so very tiny. I want to say that this right here might be feverfew. It looks like a feverfew. This is a fennel. This is a multi-purpose bed with the herbs. There's cress in here. These herbs, we do eat them, and we also, I use them in arrangements. And then the white sage, which I love, I use for smudging, and it's very spiritual for me. And here's another white sage I just planted, and it's doing great. It looks so happy. This right here is a cilantro. It's got a beautiful flower on it. However, the smell of it is so empowering, and so I can't use it in arrangements, at least not arrangements to send to people. I can use them in arrangements for my own house. And we have some more of these little funny bugs with this black and white zigzag striping on them. But these flowers, they're just beautiful, but I can't use them. Over here, I have some onions, some green onion that I've had, or some chive that I've had here for 3 years, I think. And I just cut on it and use it as in the kitchen. I have basil, which I bought from the store. This one is a, starts with an A.
Astilbe.
Oh, a stilby. Yeah, this one isn't a stilby. It's not flowering yet, but it will be.
Salvia.
I've got a, oh, there's a salvia here. I've got a naked baby coming. There's some nigella in there. There's thyme in here. There's mint. There's apple mint. Behind me is, these are sunflowers that I just planted. If you can get a close up on those, because they are all pro-cut sunflowers. I don't see any coming up in the middle yet. It might be because my son trampled through here. I don't know. There's some snap. Look at the girth on this onion. And I've cut off of here, but this is about to flower. But look at this funny guy. It's like so big right here. I mean, this one too is just big, and then this one, they're all just like really big, and they don't smell like onion anymore. Here we have Status. This was from last year. It's perennialized. Status perennializes around here. I have it, it started leaning. This gets run into a lot, and these stems are so long on it. It's absolutely crazy how long they are. But I'm gonna cut this and not right this second, but I will cut that for tomorrow's or for Sunday's market. There's nigella. There's another Status right there. We got snapdragons here. These are Chantilly snapdragons. I think I already said that. In here I got some Dusty Miller. I think that this is a salvia. There's some weeds growing in here. I don't really work this too much. I have a runner bean from last year that reseeded and came back. Nigella. This is geranium, and it's this is a citronella geranium. So I'm going to do some harvesting on this tomorrow for the market as filler. There's some more Dusty Miller. This is a yellow yarrow. I don't know that it's called yarrow though. I know I have a tag in there. We're just going to go that it's yarrow because I mean, look, it looks like yarrow. But I'm pretty sure these turn yellow. It never flowered last year. I bought it, never flowered. I have terrible allergies, which is why I keep touching my nose and scratching my nose. Sweet pea. Did we go over the sweet pea yet? We did go over some of it, I think. And then down here, I have a scabiosa. I have Dusty Miller and scabiosa. This is not, this is a different type of scabiosa, I think, because it doesn't grow long stems so much. I don't know, maybe it's the way that I cut it. I haven't cut it yet this year, but these aren't long stems. I would have to take it all the way down and then pull off so many of the side shoots. I'll do it right now just to show an example. But see, you see all of these small buds that would bloom. So I haven't really cut on this yet because I'm kind of waiting for it for these top buds to open up more. But that will be fine. See, it's still kind of a short stem, which is not so much my favorite. But we'll go with it. I don't know if I'll harvest it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll probably use it for the bouquet bar. Cut it for the bouquet bar. Only I got a coneflower over here. At the end over here, I got a coneflower. The strawberries. So the strawberry bed ended right here, and these were all runners that ran out. But look at all the strawberries that are here. We got a ton of strawberries, and it's still budding up. It's still flowering. There's a ton of strawberries in here. Can't wait for those for the boys. I have another geranium right here. I believe this is a. This might be an orange or a lemon. It's very citrusy. I planted a yarrow over here in a past video. I just planted another scented geranium right here. Oh, look, the coneflower is finally getting a bloom on it. The first coneflower bloom. These are just a purple coneflower. They're nothing too special. In fact, I wanted to get this out of here and move it to the front because it collects so many bees, but I don't like it in the high traffic area because this is a heavily trafficked walkway right here that we use all the time. Dexter, go on. Leave garden cat alone. Go on. You're going the wrong way, dude. Why does he feel like he has to go that way? Dexter, out. I have a carnation right here. I planted these from seed late last spring, and they perennialize here. Oh, there's a little cute little surprise down here. The carnation smells so good. The stems, it just has to be like, it's got to be supported really well. And I've kind of like just gone through with some string a while back last fall. But down here is the clematis, but it's so short. That's one of Ona's things. He planted that guy. We'll see what happens with it. I am going to cut these longer stems of the geranium. I'll cut one right now for an example. But it's a great filler because it smells good. It adds smell, it adds scent to a bouquet that doesn't have much smell. Because people always, when they get flowers, they always smell them and they expect them to smell. They don't understand that not every flower smells. In fact, probably less than half flowers probably actually have a good scent to them. But, so I'll use that as filler. And then down here we also have some more of the kiwi blue. And more of the nigella. We have so much nigella. There's some grass growing here. This was more of just like an experimental area. There's some carnation growing all the way back here, which actually grows on a very strong stem, but it's just so hard to keep it in control, to keep it going straight up. Oh, check out this nigella. So the nigella starts like this. The flower starts like this, right? And this is a kind of a spent flower right here. It's already going to seed, but here is what it will turn into. This amazing seed pod that adds so much texture to bouquets. And that's on a short stem right there, so I'm not even gonna cut that. I'll probably collect that once it goes to actual seed and save that, even though we have a ton of nigella. I feel like we're at the end. And then the sweet peas, but I think I already talked about these guys. These guys are they're getting out of control. Sweet peas, we get so hot during the summertime. I don't know if I said this, but we are in Zone 9B, Oakdale, California, in the Central Valley, and specifically in the San Joaquin Valley. And we are Zone 9B. And so we get very hot in the summer. We get, some summers we can get up to 117, and we stay at about 110, above 100 during July, and August are our hottest months, and then we start cooling back down in September. And I think today is supposed to be maybe 95 even, and right now it's about 2 o'clock, but we're in the shade. I think that was it. So that was our very long garden tour. At the end, this is what we harvested. No, we actually took a break in videoing, and I did a full harvest. So I actually got 2 buckets that I harvested, and then so I put those in the house to hydrate. I'm probably gonna roll some of those tonight, and then I'll harvest the short ones tomorrow morning, and for the market on Sunday. But that was our long garden tour. Just kidding. And so remember, my flower friends, keep your hands dirty, and thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe. You don't have to like it, just subscribe. That way you can keep up on what's going on in the garden and also keep up on what's going on at the flower farm. Thanks, friends.